Have you fallen for one of these 5 lies about writing? Stay tuned to find out. First lie I hear about writing is, oh, anyone can do it. Usually the person is saying this in good faith. Anyone who wants to can do it is the thinking. There has to be a little bit more than want that goes into it for you to actually be a writer. There's a difference between just wanting to and actually committing to the craft. Kind of like the difference between someone who is a pianist and someone who just wants to be a pianist. Someone who wants to be a pianist may sit down at the keyboard every now and then, plunk out a few notes, but they don't take any effort to actually learn how to play the piano or to practice playing the piano. I feel the same about writing. Can just anyone do it if they're committed to the practice of writing? Here's another lie I often hear about writing. Writing can't be taught. This is like one of the worst lies out there. The thinking is you're either born a writer or you're not. This is nonsense. Anything that we want to learn, we understand that it takes time and coaching and mentorship and practice to learn how to get better at something. To think that you can't teach writing or someone can't learn how to be a better writer is just silly. I coach writers a lot, and I see all of them improve. We can all learn to get better at any skill we choose to practice and devote our time to. It's actually one of the things I love about writing. We are learning about it our whole lives. Writing can't be taught? I'm sorry. Don't believe anybody that tells you this. And then go out and get a mentor or a coach yourself and see how much you improve. The third lie is not one that I actually hear people say, but I know that they're thinking it because of what they do. This is the lie. Writing doesn't require practice. Writing is just like any other skill. We must practice it regularly to get better at it. Expecting that you're going to just magically write a story that's going to be great is relying on a dream or a fantasy. Don't fool yourself that writing doesn't take time and practice and education. Be kind to this little muse inside of you that wants to tell your stories, and give that person what they need to tell those stories well. The fourth lie that many writers believe, and I was one of them when I first started out, if I write a really good book, it'll sell. Again, there's always the exceptions, but in today's world where there are 3 million books coming out every year, something like that, writing a good book isn't enough. We all have to learn how to market that book. We have to learn how to get the word out about that book so that people even know about it to be able to give it a try. You've got to start finding readers, letting them know who you are, and bring them into your email list so that when you do release that book, you'll have people who might be interested in buying it. Simply writing a really good book is no guarantee that it's going to sell. Educating yourself about marketing as soon as you possibly can is a really good move. Just don't believe the lie that as long as the book is great, it's going to sell well, because most of the time that is not the case. You have to put on top of that good book some really good and strong marketing techniques. And the last lie that I think a lot of writers believe, at least when they first start out, is that the writing life is like this magical fairy tale where we just wait for inspiration and then we sit down and we type out our words and we go for a walk with the dog and stare at the water in the lake and oh, everything is just so blissful and wonderful. What the writing life is like is sitting in the chair, typing at the computer. It's actually quite boring when you're looking from the outside in, and it's working your tail off. Every spare moment you have is spent either writing or marketing your writing or trying to grow your author platform. There's no spare time to sit around and look at the lake. Hopefully you can schedule a vacation now and then to where you can do that, but don't expect that that's the whole of the writing life. I have a quote from comedian Amy Poehler that I'd love to share in conclusion for this video because she nails it on the head about what the writing life is really like and the lies that are told about it. Here's what she says. Everyone lies about writing. They lie about how easy it is or how hard it is. They perpetuate a romantic idea that writing is some beautiful experience that takes place in an architectural room filled with leather novels and chai tea. They talk about their, quote, morning ritual and how they, quote, dress for writing and the cabin in Big Sur where they go to, quote, be alone. Blah, blah, blah. No one tells the truth about writing a book. Authors pretend their stories are always shiny and perfect and just waiting to be written. The truth is, writing is this: hard and boring and occasionally great, but usually not. Even I have lied about writing. I have told people that writing this book has been like brushing away dirt from a fossil. What a load of shit! It has been like hacking away at a freezer with a screwdriver. I wrote this book after my kids went to sleep. I wrote this book on subways and on airplanes and in between setups while I shot a television show. I wrote this book from scribbled thoughts I kept in the Notes app on my iPhone and conversations I have with myself in my own head before I went to sleep. I wrote it ugly and in pieces. It's darn hard work, but when it goes well, it is awesome. There's nothing like it. That's why those of us who stick with it, because we love that feeling of creating something from scratch that really sings on the page. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you know the next time I have a video coming out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.